When I think of Volvo, what word comes to mind really is excellence. My name is Jesse Kupina. I'm one of the owners here at Central Social Hall. I've been a Volvo customer for, since the inception of the dealership. Just really love the brand, but I've owned countless Volvos and just love the dealership and love what they stand for. The dealership feels really welcoming when you walk in. You know, it's probably due to some of the physical design, but also the people. And it was more of a feeling when I walked in, a bit of comfort and a bit of ease and a bit of excitement. So right away, as soon as I walked in the doors, I could feel it felt different. You know, when looking at the carscape or the car business in our city, even a lot of the other retail style businesses, I think the level of customer service that Volvo offers is simply just unmatched. A lot of people have this vision in their head that car sales are salesy and they just want to get a deal done. They want to close a deal on you, and I'm sure there's a lot of places like that, but the experience of Volvo is, for me and from the people I've spoken with and what I've witnessed in the dealership, is they're not worried about that. It's not transactional. They're not focused on getting you into a car. They're really concentrated on earning a customer for life. And I think that shines through in every transaction in that dealership. I had a 2017 S90 I bought brand new long before my ambassador deal. I love the car. It was the big sedan, and it was a black one with tan interior. And I was driving back actually from a funeral. A friend's mother had passed away, and we were driving back home. I was with my mom, and the car just, something happened, started rattling and brought me off to the side of the road. I had to pull over. I couldn't figure out what was wrong with the engine. So I first called one of my friends who was leaving the funeral to come pick us up, called the dealership. They said, don't worry about it, leave the car, we'll come get it. So came out, figured out the car for me, got it all fixed, and really got back, gave me a loaner car to drive. So from a time that was like, you know, I felt partly I was almost about to be stranded on the road. What do I have to do? Do I call a tow truck? I called the dealership first. I know it seems weird, but I called the dealership and they jumped to help me figure out my car situation, get me straightened out with the car in between getting my car fixed and then getting my car back to me, all spick and span brand new. So I think that the dealership itself and the staff and the value and operation of the dealership aligned with the brand. I mean, I love the cars. I love the way that it's a combination of luxury and safety, yet the luxury is somewhat understated, and I really appreciate that. I also just love the team, and the customer service there is unparalleled. That's something that, obviously, coming from a restaurant perspective, and I've been in the restaurant business my whole life, taking care of people and giving people service and giving people, hopefully, amazing, memorable experiences. And I think that Volvo really takes it to that level, and you can feel that when you're dealing with them. I felt really at home and really aligned with that, with the dealership and the brand. I have the XC90, and Aurora Silver, which I absolutely love. It's got this I say like Aurora Borealis feel of the Northern Lights, but it does have like a really cool purple pearl in the paint. This model I'm driving now actually has bucket seats as the second row. So having two young kids, it's amazing for me to get in and out to that third row of seats. So I especially love that feature that they've added in the second row. For me, Volvo ticks all the boxes. As a dad, I love the safety. I think of safety features like guardrails on a bridge. You know, I've driven over bridges a lot. I've never hit the guardrail. But it would feel very weird to drive over a bridge without guardrails. So just knowing the safety features of the Volvo, I live out on an acreage. The roads can get dicey in the wintertime especially. You know, the service, the winter tires, the Volvo car itself, I feel really good that my family is driving that car out there. I feel very supported and good no matter what conditions I find myself in with that Volvo. I think that it really fits into my lifestyle with having, you know, two young children. The XC90 is the biggest model they sell. So, you know, owning businesses, I'm often throwing stuff in the back and hauling stuff around with kids. I'm going to different lessons and different sports, and you know, so it really does provide me an excellent drive, a safe drive, lots of cargo space, and I feel like I look good doing it. So I really enjoy it. I've chosen to be an ambassador with Volvo of Edmonton because of the alignment right from the beginning. For years I've loved the cars. For years I've supported the dealership, and for me, being a brand ambassador for somebody really can't be a deal that is contractual or that type of thing. It really has to align with what my personal feelings are, what my values are, and I'm really proud to be a part of that team, and I really love everything that they stand for. As I mentioned, from the values to the customer service to the amazing product. I mean, it ticks absolutely every box, and I couldn't be more honored to represent a brand each and every day. I think that the brand, the car, the vehicles, the customer service, the dealership, the feeling we talked about walking into the dealership. It's just not a pretentious excellence, like just a through and through humble feeling of excellence in every part of the brand and the team over at Volvo of Edmonton. Being a Volvo owner, being a Volvo driver for as long as I have been, I think back, and I don't know if Volvo want me saying this one, but they did make an ad, and we talked about it. There was an ad in the US when I was traveling once, a billboard that said, Volvos aren't for everybody, and we like it that way. And I think that there's something to be said about it, because once you start driving a Volvo, you see and meet and see on the road who's driving these cars, and it becomes like from pro athletes, doctors, lawyers, soccer mom, teacher, like there's so many different walks of life, but yet there's this loyalty and I don't want to call it a secret club. I mean, it's no secret. You can go buy yourself a Volvo anytime you want, but there is a feeling of loyalty and camaraderie with Volvo owners. And I find myself when I'm driving and I see another XC90, I want to see who's driving. I don't know if that's just me but I do feel like there's a real connection with other Volvo drivers, or maybe just thinking that the reasons I've spoken about choosing Volvo, that these people have those same values. So are we aligned as people? Like, do we have a lot of the same values as people because we've chosen the same brand? Volvo of Edmonton definitely, as I mentioned, align with where I show up in the community and what I have and hold personally dear to me. Prime example is that I host a charity event every year for the Abbotsfield Youth Project. It's called Grow Case. It's our 10th year this year, and Volvo has been the title sponsor now for 7 years in a row. Just again, the giving back to the community, the generosity of the dealership and the generosity of the owners of the dealership are just unparalleled in our city. Giving back to the community, giving back to the youth in our community, something I hold very high. Obviously, by taking on this event every year, and Volvo has aligned themselves with me in supporting our community, and it just means the world to me. Grow Case is an annual event that I, along with my business partners, hold for charity in Northeast Edmonton that gives back to the youth. They're basically a program center. They run programs throughout the summer, after school, in supporting the youth of that area. All the programs are completely funded, so the kids in that community do not have to pay for anything. The parents don't have to pay for anything. So it is very supportive in the way that a lot of the families that are impacted, single parents or new Canadians or people that are working a lot and their kids may not have the opportunity to come home to parents each and every night because they're working or shift work or whatever the case may be. This center, Abbotsfield Youth Project, is there to support them. And I just really believe that, really, if we can get and support the kids and the youth of our community, that they will become bigger and better and amazing contributors to our city and our older community as they grow. So recognizing that level of contribution, recognizing the importance of our youth and the next generation is something that I'm passionate about as a father and as a business owner, and as a business owner who grew up in the neighborhood that AYP supports. It's just been so amazing to see Volvo just come on board and in that alignment. Outside of the brand, who I am as a person, really as a dad and a husband first. Right now, for me, since getting married and having kids, my kids are 3 and 6. That's my seems to be my singular focus in life, and it's been incredible. So your values change as you grow and become a husband and grow and become a dad. I value that family time, value that connection with my family. Obviously, I want to keep everyone safe in my family. Project-wise, I absolutely love this business. I love the hospitality business. I've been in it since I was 13 years old, working at Arby's. It's been a life of passion for me, and I love the fact of owning a restaurant. So we're going to continue to try to expand this brand, look at other opportunities in the food and beverage business. I have a passion for serving people, a passion for creating experiences for people. Nothing makes me more excited to come into a busy room at dinner time on a Friday and Saturday night and watch people celebrating, connecting there with their families, their friends, and know that I had a part in creating that. That really drives me. I always starting in the restaurant business as a staff member, I could feel it. I loved serving people as a server. I loved bussing tables. I've worked from a dishwasher all the way now to an owner, and a lot of times back to a dishwasher as an owner. But I really have an appreciation and a love for the business. And as I moved through my transition in my career, I probably, like a lot of people that work as a staff member, thought, oh, if I could do it, I would do this. If I could do it on my own, I would do this. And putting that out there into my thinking, and of course, God works in amazing ways, and created a small opportunity to be a small owner, and then that just grew and grew till I was able to have, with my business partner, multiple restaurant locations. Well, this week, a typical week, probably involves some winter tires. We are here in Edmonton, and we're in it now. But the nice thing I like about, one of the things about my business that I really love, is that every week is something different. There's always something new to do. There's so many details in the restaurant business that are involved. So often I'm in the office, I'm in the locations, talking to staff, talking to customers, talking to suppliers. So every week it changes, and I love that variety. I love all the different touch points of the business, and my Volvo definitely gets me around everywhere. I'm on the road all the time, in between meetings and the locations in the office. So big part of my everyday. Crazy story. We had the absolute pleasure. This may hurt. It did hurt. It was bittersweet, but we had an opportunity to host Jesse Kupina from the Florida Panthers after he won the Cup. His wife is from Edmonton. So they, through mutual friends, had their Stanley Cup family day here at Central. So I thought, was it crazy? But it was certainly the only time I've ever experienced a Stanley Cup party, albeit with the team that beat the Edmonton Oilers. But it was still really cool to be a part of their celebration, and definitely a once in a lifetime. Unless my son wins the Stanley Cup one year, that'll be my next go around. Well, when thinking about philosophies or the way I live my life, I try to really put God first, focus on my family, and hold a position of gratitude whenever I can, being grateful for experiences and being grateful for the people around me. And I find that when you're there's always something to be grateful for. And when you're in that mindset, it's tough to be unhappy, to be frustrated, to feel all the feelings that we don't want to feel. So I tried at my best to live my life with that of gratitude, and each and every day find something, even if just the air in our lungs and the beating heart in our chest. If that's what there's to be grateful for that day, then that's what I try to focus on.